Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is July 3rd, 2023, a Monday, the day of the week named after the moon. Today's the day of a full moon. It's the full buck moon. And in Israel, in modern times, the land of the Jewish people, whose calendar goes by the moon, you have this big headline, this big international headline: Israel's biggest military operation in the West Bank in 20 years. And again, today, July 3rd, is the anniversary of the death of Theodor Herzl, who's considered the founder of Zionism. Of course, Israel is known as the Zionist nation. And, if you're new here, gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, mostly a practice only known to Jewish people and Jewish rabbis at this day and age. For nearly a decade, next month will mark 1 decade of teaching about gematria within the English language. I've gotten a lot of comments. There's even somebody who writes for a publication in Israel who's taken a number of jabs at me, and she says, I have ruined the topic of gematria by using it within English to promote conspiracy theories. We've talked about this woman in the past who's written a few articles on me. And again, if she's out there watching, I'd like a debate or maybe a change of opinion on her behalf. Again, I've talked about Theodor Herzl and the significance of him dying on July 3rd many a times. And let's talk about how this comes on the 119th anniversary of his death. Of course, I've talked about the number 119 a whole lot with Israel. But again, piece by piece, today is July 3rd. Theodor Herzl, the founder of Zionism, died on this day in 1904 at age 44 years before the creation of Israel. And again, we'll bring it all together here. All of these numbers matter. 73, 44, 119. But it only makes sense if you know gematria. And it's alive and well within English. And like I've said before, I think gematria within English is the most important gematria system to know. There's a reason it's the language of the world. And again, who's done this is the Catholic Church, who got their hands on this knowledge after the Crusades. Catholic Church is credited with the English language. They're credited with the calendar we're on. And it's very obvious that it's the Catholic Church that's responsible for Zionist Israel in today's ritual. So, Theodor Herzl, born May 2nd, 1860, dead July 3rd, 1904. Again, this is the father of Zionism. And notice how in gematria, again, if you're new here, gematria is very simple. It's the alphabetic order forwards. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z, the 26 is 26. It's the alphabetic order in reverse. Z is 1, back to A is 26, and then both orders with numerology. So notice Theodor Herzl has 4 values. With the alphabetic order, 154. With numerology, 73. So the difference in those ciphers would be, in the green cipher where Theodor Herzl's 154, T is the 20th letter of the alphabet. So T's worth 20. H is the 8th letter, it's worth 8. E's the 5th, it's worth 5. O's the 15th letter, it's worth 15. In the blue cipher, you're still taking the alphabetic order, but T's not worth 20 anymore, it's the numerology of 20. So T, the 20th letter, is worth 2, because the numerology of 20 is 2 plus 0 is 2. H is 8, E is 5, O, the 15th letter, becomes 1 plus 5 is 6. You make each letter a single-digit number. So Theodor Herzl equals 73. He died on July 3rd, a date that can be written 7-3. Again, it's the Catholic Church who's behind all of this. How many books in the Catholic Bible? 46 in the Old Testament, 27 in the New Testament, for a total of 73. And in Hebrew gematria, 73 is considered to be the most important number. 37 and 73 to be fair, and July 3rd can be written 7-3 or 3-7. Running the alphabetic order in reverse, his name's 170. Running it in reverse with numerology, it's 53. Funny enough, today, July 3rd, 2023, 7 plus 3 plus 20 plus 23, one of the numerology paths is 53, which breaks down to 8. And you can see the Washington Post, true to the numerology, writes, Israel mounts Jenin operation in West Bank, killing at least 8 on the 8-date numerology. So Theodor Herzl, 73, dead on July 3rd, dead at age 44, 44 years before the establishment of Israel. Look at West Bank City where the attack is today. West Bank City, 44. You see that? Also 73. Military, 44. Right? But big number with the military. Soldier, 44. Soldier, right? That's what the word is. Soldier. But sol is son, die. R's the 18th letter. You got to be 18 to join most militaries. Again, the Roman Catholic Church sun cult with their cleverly encoded language and calendar. But soldier, infantry, trooper, kill, execution, on and on and on. 44 is this number of death and killing. And again, the rep digit of 4 is 44. 4 is the number of death from the ancient East. So, again, Zion, 44. Netanyahu is 44 in Hebrew and in English. Again, Israel's 44. Again, doesn't it make so much sense why he would die at age 44, 44 years before the establishment of Israel on 7-3, and in light of what's going on? Again, the Jesuits running this world since the 16th century. Notice how full buck moon equals 145, just like David Ben-Gurion equals 145. He's who declared Israel a nation. Notice his name's also 73. We'll get to the 233 in a moment. Remember that number as well. But Catholic, also 145. And notice, if you use numerology, Catholic 46. Again, 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament, 145 more chapters. The Old Testament's the Jewish section. This is the Jewish nation created by the Catholic Church, right in the center of the biblical world, made to be a military empire, made to cause conflict all these years. And of course, it's an extension out of their world wars, which were total Jesuit operations by the numbers. We just passed the anniversary. We just passed the 109th anniversary, to be specific, of the start of World War I, June 28th, 1914. Military's 109. Big number with the American Revolutionary War in history. But if you watched 60 Minutes last night, if you were watching 60 Minutes last night, they were talking about this Navy ship that could be attacked by China, that could set off a war over Taiwan. And all throughout the 60 Minutes broadcast, they keep showing you how the big battleship has a 68 on it. And what's funny is then, if you were really paying attention to that 60 Minutes last night, if you watched it as they speculate on World War beginning, then they show a fighter jet taking off, starting to move to get on the runway for this battleship number 68. And it was, guess what number was on the jet? 201. And again, the Jesuit Order 201, Order of Illuminati 201. Again, the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt, who was Jewish, founded the Order of Illuminati. State of Israel 201. Remember, David Ben-Gurion died 201 days after the anniversary of the establishment of Israel, which full title is State of Israel, just like Adam Weishaupt died 201 days after the anniversary of the establishment of the Illuminati on May 1st. See how State of Israel's 51? So is Adam Weishaupt. So is Conspiracy. It's Conspiracy 51, like Area 51, like how we have our latest alien sighting on May 1st, I'm sure. Moon is also 51. And, some people say the Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing at Area 51. But anyway, coming back to this. Israel's attack on West Bank City on the most perfect day, on the anniversary of the death of the founder of Zionism. And again, he died in 1904, so today's the 119th anniversary. Remember, big number. Star of David, that's the symbol on Israel's flag, 119. Also, Orthodox, 119. If you use the numerology rules, you see how Ashkenazi Jews is 74? In case you're new here, Ashkenazi Jews is 74, Jewish is 74, Gematria is 74, like English, like occult, like energy, like Masonic, like killing. Again, they call Masonry Judaism for the Gentile because it's based on the secrets of the Old Testament, like Genesis 3:2:2, which mentions the tree of life, the physical model for Kabbalah, where Gematria comes from, and it talks about knowing good and evil, where there's a good half of the Kabbalistic tree, and there's an evil half, and again, it's Genesis 3:2:2, and there's 3 pillars on the tree of life with 22 paths. And for the record, Abrahamic religions, which are based out of Genesis 3:2:2, and ancient mystery religions, which includes Kabbalah and things like Gematria 3:2:2. Also notice the 119, there it is again. But just so you know, with these base ciphers, in the reduction ciphers, there's numerology rules that you can use. And Derek switched all the titles for the calculator. So let me see, is that... hold on. I don't know why he couldn't have just left things. So this is observing all the numerology rules in Ashkenazi Jews. And again, the master numbers can be recognized, 11 and 22. The 19th letter is the only letter that has to be broken down 2 times, from 19 to 10 to 1. So you can observe that 10. You can observe that master numerology. Ashkenazi Jews also has the 119, and there's the point. But it's the 119th anniversary of his death. And again, Star of David, Orthodox, Ashkenazi Jews, things I'm forgetting right now that I shouldn't be. And also, most importantly, we'll talk about how this is synced up with the Pope. Vatican's 119, like Francis, as in Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope when the Jesuits were formed in Paris, France, and that's why Argentina, his native country, beat France the day after his 86th birthday, winning their first World Cup since 86. R.I.P. Diego Maradona, who was sacrificed for that. Congrats to everyone who won big on the knowledge. But today is the Pope's 199th day of his age, which is the 46th prime number. Again, Catholic 46. 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. Genesis 46 begins with a ritual sacrifice. Dead people in the West Bank for this ritual. And notice also just how ritual sacrifice, which Theodor Herzl became, ritual sacrifice is 154 and 73, just like Theodor Herzl is 154 and 73. For the record, sacrifice is 73 alone and 46. And actually, sacrifice is also 170 like Theodor Herzl. Poor guy. So he goes down in history as the father of Zionism, but again, I mean, that's how you can just see that that's not really what it was. He gets that label in the history book, but then he also gets sacrificed by the code for the ongoing agenda. It's just like all these puppets for, like Mark Zuckerberg, born in 84 on Israel's birthday, a nation born in 48. Elon Musk, total puppet, declared the world's richest man for the first time on the anniversary of the death of Tesla. All these big faces that will go down in the history books, they're not who we think they are. They are the chosen puppets for the time that are part of the story. But really, the names that should be there are the names you don't know. They're the high priests in these cabals, like the Jesuits, who are really controlling the world stage. And again, the 233 we just had up there, David Ben-Gurion, who declared Israel a nation. Today is 233 days after the Superior General's birthday, November 12th. That's the leader of the Jesuit order, Arturo Sosa, who's 74 years old right now. Again, that special number. But the thing about, David Ben-Gurion having that 233 gematria, and also 73 like today, and 145 like Israel's establishment day, but 233 is a very interesting number. It is the 51st prime number and the 13th Fibonacci number. And again, the Jewish people, they're very much of the moon. And here we are in the time of Cancer. By the way, we were talking about that 44 list at the beginning. Cancer's another 44. Cancer's ruled by the moon. That's why we had the moon landing in Cancer, and Armstrong equals 44. And Neil Alden Armstrong equals 201. That's why July 20th is the date that goes down in the history book, the 201st day of the year, in the year 69, when Cancer's astrological symbol looks like a 69. But anyway, 233 days after the Superior General's number, connected to David Ben-Gurion, 51st prime and 13th Fibonacci number, people of the moon, the Jewish people, moon equals 51, and the moon has a 13-month cycle. And again, the Illuminati, founded with 13 families on 5-1, We were just making this point about Adam Weishaupt and the 51s. And again, here we are on a Monday too, right? A Monday. The moon also has the 19-year cycle. The moon has the 19-year cycle. That's why on the Hebrew calendar, the holidays are on the exact same day of the Gregorian calendar every 19 years. Because every 19 years, the moon's in the same position in the sky that it was 19 years to the day earlier. And remember, 9/11, September 11th, written 11/9 in the majority of the world. They blamed it on 19 hijackers. And then 19 years later, it was COVID-19. And again, things that reshaped the world. And Israel got the brunt of the COVID-19 agenda, right? You know, they had to take the most Pfizer jabs. You know, we were talking about 44 in the military number. Again, Operation Warp Speed was a military agenda partnered with Pfizer. Pfizer 44, Warp Speed 44, declared by Donald Trump, who was number 45, but the 44th person to be president. And for people who don't know, you see how Templar's 85? The Jesuit motto, Isus Hominum Salvator, is 85. The Jesuit logo is the sun with the Templar cross with the letters IHS. Whoops, I spelled Isus Salva. I'm missing some letters. Salvator, there it is. Isus Hominum Salvator, 85 like Templar. Again, the Jesuit logo is the sun with the letters IHS for Isus Hominum Salvator with the Templar cross. We invaded Afghanistan after 9/11 on the orders of Ehud Barak, who was the leader of Israel at the time. He came out right away on the BBC and he said, the U.S. has to declare a war on terrorism. Check. They need to invade Afghanistan and Iraq. Check and check. Again, that came from Ehud Barak of Israel right after 9/11. But we invaded Afghanistan on October 7th, the day leaving 85 days left in the year, in a new crusade. And you even had Bush as the president at the time in the U.S., George W. Bush, who used the word crusade. And he was a member of Skull and Bones, which is modeled after how the Templars buried their dead in an ossuary. And again, if you're new here, Isus Hominum Salvator, 274. The Catholic Church has celebrated the sun's birthday on 12/25 since the year 274 AD. In reverse, 266. The first Jesuit pope's the 266th. His name also equals 122, Pope Francis. And again, the Catholic Church has celebrated Jesus Christ, the Son of God's birthday, since 320 AD, when Roman Catholic Church is 320. So again, I just always make these same points so people can understand how the language and the calendar are synced up, and how behind even things like Israel, and of course the U.S., a lot of world governments, it's the Holy Roman Empire through the Roman Catholic Church running the show. And tomorrow's big 7-4. You know, 3 of the first 5 U.S. presidents dead on 7-4. 3 of the first 5. Catholic, 35 forwards, 46 in reverse. JFK, number 35, the first Catholic, dead at 46. Joe Biden, the second Catholic, number 46, elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. Inaugurated on the Pope's 35th day of his age after the death of his son, Beau Biden, at age 46, 201 days before the Pope's birthday. And you know the rest of the story. The 201 priest who did the funeral and inauguration for Joe Biden. Funeral for Beau at 46. Inauguration for Joe is number 46 on 20/1, which is the 201st day of the U.S.'s age. Again, if you're new here, that Jesuit priest, his name is Leo Jeremiah O'Donovan. 201. So, but yeah, you know, what a ritual on the 119th anniversary of Theodor Herzl's death. And again, all roads lead to Rome, perfectly synced with the Superior General and the Pope. All the chess pieces are in all the right places. So, shout out to Daria. She says, enjoying a much needed week off. Keep up the great work. You deserve it, Daria. Thanks for being generous as always. I do appreciate it. Glad to hear you're getting a chance to rest. And shout out to John Mendoza. Thanks again, John. I appreciate it. Robert De Niro's grandson reported dead today, really. Let me take a look. We'll take a look in real time. Robert De Niro grandson. Again, it's 7-3, right? Sacrifice 73. Ritual Sacrifice 73. Have to go through his IMDb, see if he had any big movies released on this day in history. Leandro, dead at 19. Well, here we are on this big moon day, right? Again, the 19-year cycle of the moon. Leandro De Niro Rodriguez dead. Looks like Yahoo broke the news first. Here, let's just take a look. But yeah, the 19 stands out on this Monday moon day. Again, big number with the moon. Remember how they called COVID-19 the development for the jab the moon shot? Again, event 201 was the simulation. Remember, the moon's the thing illuminated by the sun. Heliocentrism 201, a model created in the 16th century, the same century as the Jesuits, the calendar, the English language, how it's all synced up. Leandro De Niro Rodriguez, the grandson of Oscar-winning actor Robert De Niro, has died. His mother announced on social media. Nobody announces anything off social media anymore. He was 19. Actress Drina De Niro, Robert De Niro's daughter, wrote about the loss of her son in a post on Instagram on Sunday. Okay, so the news actually broke yesterday. On a Sunday, can't get more Catholic Jesuit than a Sunday, and it was 7-2 as well. We know Jesuit order 72, the 72 names of God in Kabbalah. So they saved the news for today, but the mother broke the news on a Sunday, 7-2. Again, 72 demons of the Goetia, big number there, 72. Joe Biden sacrificed his wife and daughter in 72, the year he became senator-elect, in a huge 201 ritual. On Limestone Road, the pyramids made out of limestone, Great Pyramid of Giza 201, symbol of the Illuminati, 201 remaining layers of stone on the pyramid. And then again, when he was 72 years old, his son Beau Biden died at age 46, 201 days before the Pope's birthday. Go figure. President Biden equals 72, like President Trump, both Jesuit-educated men. So it doesn't say if that was the day he died, but that's the day it was announced, Sunday, and then the news today. Leandro De Niro Rodriguez was also an actor. He appeared along with his mother in the 2018 film A Star is Born. Dead on a Sunday, right? The sun said to be the nearest star. Here, let's check that out. 2018 A Star is Born film. Bradley Cooper's in it, Lady Gaga. I haven't seen this film. Film came out on October 5th. October 5th. It's the day leaving 87 days left in the year. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything from the anniversary of that film to July 2nd. It's 247 weeks later, like the sun goes 24/7, and then from the anniversary of the film, the 4-year anniversary. Okay, so look at that, you guys. So from the anniversary of the film to the day of the announcement, a total span of 271 days. That's the 58th prime number, right? Remember, star, 58. Stars, the plural, in reverse is 58. Zodiac, having to do with stars, 58. The calendar we're on, Gregorian, 58. Calendar, 58. Secret Society, 58. Freemasonry, 58. Rosicrucian, 58. The Secrets in Solomon's Temple, 58. The tracing boards, which you have to do in these secret societies to climb the ranks, 58. Again, special number 58. But a star is born and then dead on the 271st day of the anniversary of the film. Again, these things are all in the beginning of my first book, Letters and Numbers, where I break down why there's 26 letters in the alphabet, how it all goes back to the star, and how everything's around it, and how the Jesuits run the whole show, and I break down some instrumental numbers. Okay, so I'd say that's probably the main thing right there. A star is born, and then he's dead on a Sunday, named after the sun, the nearest star, by a very familiar pattern. And Also with regards to the sun, we were talking about the moon on the 19-year cycle, but 19 also factors in with the sun. The sun is the 19th card of the tarot deck. And again, just for the record, tarot has that Gematria 74, like Gematria, like English, like Masonic, like killing, like occult, like energy, and so on and so forth. Like Jesus, the sun, right? Cross 74. Messiah 74, Gospel 74, Parables 74. Okay. So he was 19. Let's check his name gematria real quick. Leandro De Niro Rodriguez. 337 is the 68th prime number. Okay, so 337, the 68th prime stands out because Helios, another name for the sun, is 68. 131 is the 32nd prime number. 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo. Christ is 32. Remember, the 32nd degree of the Scottish Rite shares the motto with the Jesuits in Marum Dei Gloriam. 257 is the 55th prime. Again, Satan has the gematria 55. God in reverse has the gematria 55. Marilyn Manson has the song about this. You see how God is 55 and 10, just like Satan is. 55 is the 10th triangular number and the 10th Fibonacci number. But Marilyn has the song about God and Satan paying tribute to gematria, where he says, say 10. When you say God, I say 10. Say 10. He doesn't write, he spells it out, say 10, like that. Which doesn't have the same gematria, but it does have the same gematria as Jesuit. Say 10, 84, 21, 78, just like Jesuit. It's actually just like Sunday. Say 10 is the exact same as Sunday in every cipher. Okay, so, and 121 is blood sacrifice. It's also the square root of 11. Jesus, 11. For the record, Revelation, 121, square root of 11. When you add 1 through 11 together, it equals 66. 66 books in the Protestant Bible. The last one's Revelation. All right, and then let's also look at how it factors in with Robert De Niro. See, he is 79 right now, special age, Society of Jesus 79. Remember, Anthony Fauci, the good Jesuit, the pandemic was declared on his 79th day, being 79 years old. Murder is also 79. If I recall, that was the big number in Ray Liotta's death. Played in some movies with De Niro. Remember, Ray Liotta's death was synced with the Reds game that day. Played a famous Cincinnati Red in Field of Dreams. If you guys missed that, that was a crazy ritual. Here, you guys want to see some of the craziest rituals of all time in the last 10 years. That was one of them. Ray Liotta's death was one of the craziest rituals there ever was. So Ray Liotta, dead at 67, huge blood sacrifice, human sacrifice number. Ray Liotta, 121, like blood sacrifice, same gematria in the child's name that we're talking about today. Dead 83 days before De Niro's 79th birthday, murder 79 and 83. I remember I was in the Buffalo airport coming back from educating about Buffalo's mass shooting on the 74th birthday of Israel, blamed on a white supremacist when this happened. I remember that I was doing a live stream in the airport on this, and there was this guy sitting next to me in the airport, and he looked at me, and then he walked away and sat somewhere else. He's like, he thought I was some kind of weirdo, and I just thought, here's another brain-dead lemming that thinks I'm talking is nonsense, even though it's undeniable. Hold on. So, Ray Liotta played Shoeless Joe Jackson in Field of Dreams, who played for the Reds. Shoeless Joe Jackson, 205, right? And then on the day of his death, crazy score in baseball, the Reds beat the Cubs 20-5. And in that movie, they go to Wrigley Field where the Cubs play. This game was in Cincinnati, which is Jesuit town. But by the way, it was synced with De Niro's 79th birthday, Xavier, the Jesuit school in Cincinnati, 79, just like The Who had the big concert tragedy in Cincinnati in 79. But yeah, again, just a reminder of how it's all scripted. The sports games are scripted, the ritual death. One of Ray Liotta's last characters he portrayed was a CIA man running an operation in Romania, raising young girls to be assassins for the CIA. One of Ray Liotta's last roles as an actor, and it's in the show Anna, or is it Hannah? Maybe it's Hannah. Hannah or Anna, one of the two. But don't forget the CIA, huge 201 organization founded on the Pope's 201st day of his age. All right, so yeah, just Ray Liotta. His death was synced with De Niro, and De Niro's birthday is August 17th. So this death, July 2nd, was announced 46 days before his upcoming birthday. I mean, come on. Sacrifice 46. Again, Genesis 46 begins with the sacrifice. Catholic 46. He is Catholic. I mean, it's just 46 days before his birthday. And here, just to make sure my math in my head is right. Yeah, 46 days before his birthday. That also means it's 319 days after his last birthday in Satanic Gematria Killings 319. Prince had that song 319, died 319 days after his birthday. 319th day of the year, the day leaving 46 days left in the year, is the day my house got ransacked. I won't forget that one. Most costly day of my life. But, yeah. Same patterns over and over. Same lessons over and over. Same consistent methods over and over. And it's funny, out of all the articles ever written about me, whether they were in the U.S. or Israel, there's never been a complimentary article. There's never been one that's like, it's really good that Zach pursued this and found this out so that we can get some justice in this world. And we know why that is. Because these same people control your media and your entertainment and your writers. And anyway. All right, I'll add a post to my site about Robert De Niro's son. And somebody else got generous. Thank you. Let me see if I can find out who else got generous. Thank you, Open Up. Support the work. Open Up definitely supports the work. I appreciate it. Congrats to the winners. Can you cover bodybuilder Joe Linder? Let me see. Joe Linder. What happened? Dead at 30. Man, a lot of bodybuilders die young. Joe's Aesthetics, dead at 30, 2 days ago news. So many young bodybuilders that die. News broke on July 1st. German bodybuilder and YouTube influencer Joe Linder has died at age 30 after a sudden aneurysm. Every time I do a video on a death of a young bodybuilder, somebody says it's because of the drugs they were using. I mean, these things can happen, but before I end this stream, I have to show you something. Shout out to Kayla Decode Talker that she sent me. But Kayla finally made the plunge and got a smartphone, but now she can send me fancy things on the phone. So it might end up being a good thing after all. Let's see. Let me see. Joe Linder. Let's see here. Joe Linder. Oh, he's got some magical gematria. There's that. What is 47? I've never heard of this man before, so Linder is 113, the 30th prime number. 113, the 30th prime. Dead on the first day of July. I want to make sure that's right. That's what day the news broke. Let me see if there's something to Joe's Aesthetics. Play on athletics. Joe's Aesthetics. 43 like R.I.P. like killing. Yeah, it's easier to do a decode on somebody if you know something about him. I mean, he was born January 14th and died on June 30th. Okay. Died on the 30th at age 30. He was born in 93 and dead at 30. They say Saturn has a 30-year return. Of course, we know the number of Saturn is 93. So that stands out. January 14th, 2023 was his birthday. Dead June 30th. Died 167 days after his birthday, the 39th prime. Not sure if there's something with that. Wait a minute, I'm writing his name wrong now. Lindner. Again, the surname's 113, the 30th prime. Yeah, the things I'd have to look into is has he won any events, any accomplishments on YouTube. I just don't know enough about him, but dead at 30 on the 30th definitely stands out. And like I said, the 30-year return of Saturn. For people who don't know, the astrological symbol for Saturn has the scythe in it. It's where the Grim Reaper scythe comes from. Saturn's related to death. But bodybuilder has that gematria 63, kind of like the date June 30th, 630. Yeah. Here's what I want to show you though. Check this out. Remember Sidney Poitier died at 94, and we predicted that would happen before it happened, and then Will Smith won Best Actor at the 94th Academies, but then it was overshadowed with his slap at Chris Rock, and then he got the ban, and again, one of Will Smith's first characters when he was early in his career, outside of Fresh Prince, was portraying the con man who claimed to be the son of Sidney Poitier, which was based on a real story. Check this out. I'm going to turn the volume way up. But if somebody can find out what this is from, this is clearly also a huge part of the ritual with Will Smith and Chris Rock. There's an older film. Watch this. Just watch. Shout out to Kayla Decode Talker who found this. Hold on. Let it load here. Get some sound. Where's the sound at? How come I can't hear sound?
It's back in season tonight. Good thing there's no fairy godmother around you be carting Cinderella off to the ball. Oh, what's this? Elijah taking the stage. Wow. Elijah Lewis just slapped the heck out of me.
Don't you ever talk about my wife that way.
Relax, my friend. It was just a joke. I'm a comedian, Elijah. You know how it is. No disrespect, Angela. You're gorgeous.
I said keep my wife's name out your mouth.
They had us all fooled.
Well, they didn't have us fooled. They had all the dummies fooled, but the dummies are always fooled, so... It's because the dummies keep believing what they see on TV and don't see the script that plays out day after day. So shout out to Kayla Decode Talker who found that. And unbelievable, right? Just unbelievable. About bending the bill of the hat, I agree. I don't like flat bills, but whenever I bend a bill, it gets really messed up. So I understand your comment about bend the bill of the hat. That's why I don't wear this hat very often. But the reason I'm wearing it is right here for the truth matters. You know, my old ball cap with the truth matters, with the bent cap, it's seen better days. It's fallen apart. I've worn it so much. So, but yeah, I mean, that just like show that to all your friends and family, right? Here, I'll put the clip for that on in the thing so you guys can share that. So there's the clip for that post on Instagram. Share that with your friends and family who are all... I remember how that's all everybody was talking about. It's like, God, it's just so easy to control the minds of these masses. The slap was so obviously fake. It was so obviously contrived. It was everything. I mean, it's our video that should have gone viral. Everybody should have been talking about what we were talking about. We didn't even have that piece of the story, but we saw how the whole thing was decoded, perfectly synced with the death of Sidney Poitier, who in the film Heat of the Night also has an infamous slamp scene. But like we always say, there's even always more to the puzzle. And lo and behold, in some prior entertainment that was put out there was the exact scene with Will Smith saying the exact lines in the exact same way. And, yeah, so. All right, guys. We'll leave it there for now. And again, thank you everyone who hits the like and the share. Support for the work is almost at half of what it was before I took off and did 3 major trips across the nation last year. And again, there's all kinds of theories about why that is. But yeah, it's just for the domestic life here. It's got the sweet lady saying, "See, Zach, there's no point in you traveling. Not enough people come out. Your support goes way down. What's the point? Just stay home, be with me, and put out the content through the computer screen," which I hear her logic, but there's a part of me that just feels like that's not right, because I know it's, even though not enough people come out when we pound pavement and support does go down, it still feels like the best thing ever when we do it. Being out there with people, bringing people together, seeing the conversations happen, engaging with people on the street who appreciate the knowledge. And it's just really expensive, you guys. And support was down quite a bit when I went out to LA. That's why I slept in my car the whole week. And yeah, it's just tough. I think back about what everything for LA, all that driving, miles on the car. It was kind of a scary drive too, because it was dumping snow in the Oregon mountains on the way to LA, and there was about 2 hours where I had to drive like 15 miles per hour in a snowstorm, following a big tractor trailer. And it was sketchy. I was like, am I going to make it there? Am I going to go off the side of the mountain? I mean, sliding all over the road. And then, you do all that. You sleep for a week. You give a great performance in California all throughout the state anyway. And then you come back and your support goes way down even more. It's just like, what am I doing? I mean, so. Anyhow. I still want to go back down to California for Kobe Bryant Day, but I'm just worried I keep going out, the support will be down to nobody. So I don't know why it is, but if you're out there and you can help remedy the situation and support the work, again, the links for all the places to support are in the description. And again, I don't know what knowledge is more important to get out. I mean, if we had big budget, we could be on a jet to Israel right now to wake people up to what they're doing on the anniversary of the death of Theodor Herzl. But that stuff is expensive. And in a way, it should be nothing. I mean, we should have millions of people supporting this work. There should be millions of people who want to end the tyranny that we're under. But again, they'd rather spend that money on a Cheetos and a Starbucks. So we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Thank you again to everyone who hits the like and the share. And until next time.